Hi, Charlie.
Hey.
Hi, you can hear us clearly, right?
Yep.
Yes, so this is Janice from Smart Music and Entertainment team. How are you today?
Fantastic.
Great. So, other than um, other than me myself here, I have another four callers with me. One is head of marketing, smart head of marketing, Pisat,
Hi Charlie, I'm Seth.
Hi.
and at the same time, three different medias with us today. So, first of all, thank you so much for spending time with us for the call today. Cambodia is really excited for the
Now,
upcoming event.
it's going to be a big show. It's going to be
Mm.
a very, very large show, which makes me excited. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, everyone is actually preparing their ticket for the Smart Mega concert on 2nd of November. So, yeah, we'll be very excited to see you here.
Yes.
Okay, if you're ready, we will start with the interview today with our first interviewer.
I thought that was the beginning. Yeah, I'm ready to go. I thought that was
Yes,
it.
okay. Agnes, first of all, we have Agnes, editor of Khmer Times newspaper. Please.
Hi, Charlie.
Hi.
Hi, this is Agnes of Khmer Times.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I really can't. It's very surreal to be talking with you right now. So, my first question would be: you will be stepping into Phnom Penh for the first time exactly a week from now, and your Cambodian fans are very excited to see and sing with you on Friday. So, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about going to Cambodia for the first time?
I think every time I go to a new territory or a new country, I always come up with like a new idea for a song. So I'm not only excited to play for that many people, but to see what my creativity will bring just from being around a place that I've never been to before.
Good. So you're on your voice notes tour now. Which track on your new album would you want to dedicate to your Cambodian fans, your thousands of Cambodian fans?
I think you know it's hard to pick just one. I would hope that that when I get to Cambodia and I do the show that they'll know all the words. Maybe they'll sing it all along with me. So maybe all the songs. Can I say
All the
that?
songs.
Yeah, I think we all know your songs too. But talking about your albums, how different is Voice Notes from your 2016 nine-track Mind in terms of style and your sound?
In terms of style, I think it's a little. It's just a little bit more genuinely me. I produced this album from start to finish, and the easy answer there is definitely more R&B, but it's again the music that I grew up listening to. So I had to make an album just like that.
Okay. I've seen in your past interviews that you've said you're really very hands-on your choice of songs, on the way you write songs, and the way you produce. So how keen are you on songwriting and song producing?
Well, I'm nothing without it. There's no songs without it, and I genuinely enjoy producing the record and writing the song because it's just that it feels. I mean, I don't know how else I can do music without writing or producing it.
We all can feel it because we also enjoy listening and singing to your songs. But we all know how you started in the music industry. So my question would be, what does it take to stay relevant and to become successful in this ever evolving music and entertainment industry?
I think just the answer to that is just to always make music that's genuine to yourself, never to chase any trends or chase what the hot thing is at the very moment. Just be true to yourself because as humans we evolve, and music will follow that as long as you stick to it yourself. So.
Okay. Oh, Charlie, the Cambodian music industry is considerably young compared to U.S. and other countries. So, what do you want to say to our local artists here in effectively using music to express themselves?
I think the music industry in Cambodia, it may be very young, but it's very exciting. Having such a yearning and artists to come through, so I'm happy to be at the very sort of beginning of that.
Or would there be any chance that you'd be writing a song for your Cambodian fans and you shooting the music video here?
Well, I don't know how. Every song that I write is kind of about me in a way, and but I'm pretty sure that maybe some of my Cambodian fans have gone through, similar things in their life. So hopefully they can relate to it in some way.
All right, Charlie, what's the song of your life right now? Like from your own songs, from all of your songs.
I can't, again, all my songs, like especially on voice notes. What's interesting is that, and not a lot of people know this, but all the songs are borrowed from each other. So when you listen to How Long, you hear melodies and Done for Me, and all the songs are kind of married to each other. So that's why it's so difficult to just pinpoint one, because I really focused on making an entire body of work rather than just a song. Like when you listen to Attention, there's melodies and LA Girls. So they're all kind of married together.
On your next songs or your next albums, who do you look forward to collaborating with?
I got a chance to talk to Elton John the other day, and I like to collaborate with people who got the music thing started for me. Like Billy Joel and Elton, and I'm not too keen on collaborations at this very moment, but something like that would be great.
Okay, we've known that you'll be celebrating your birthday exactly a month from your concert here in Phnom Penh. So just a trivial question. What do you want to wish to get on your birthday?
Well, but I want for everybody to be a little bit nicer to each other.
All right, that would be all from me. Thank you very much, Charlie, for being so game in answering the questions. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. I'll see you guys very soon.
Sure, so that's for our first interviewer, Agnes. So now we move on to the second interviewer, Tero, reporter from
Sure.
Sabai Entertainment News.
Hello,
Great.
Charlie.
Hi.
I'm Theodore from Sabai New Entertainment.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for taking the time.
Nice to meet you. I'm a really big fan of yours. Okay, so I'm gonna start my first question. Have you ever noticed that you have a huge fan base in Cambodia? And what do you think about that? Do you have anything special prepared for them at the 2nd of November?
On the very rare occasion that I do, I actually do see that I have a growing fan base in Cambodia. Everybody there has their own kind of language that they write online on Twitter and Instagram. So it's cool to see it. It's going to be. I've never been to Cambodia, and I know I go in a week, and it'll be really cool to see all of those people that I usually see online in person.
So we've been known that you're really keen on writing and producing new music. So what song that you feel connected to the most and why?
I think that's hard to answer, but track 3, LA Girls, was a pretty vividly painted picture of a very specific time period in my life when I first moved to LA. So whenever I listen to LA Girls or whenever I perform it, especially when I perform it in Cambodia, I'll be thinking about where I wrote it originally.
So Charlie, when did you start playing piano? Because you're really good with playing piano. And what was your breakout song that you sang while playing piano? So we could say which song that got everyone attention to your music.
I started playing piano when I was 4 years old, and I think the first song that I kind of got that I knew that I was good at on piano was probably "Piano Man" by Billy Joel, which is a bit ironic, but that was definitely the first song.
Hmm. Is it true that Marvin Gaye was the first song that you ever written in California?
Yeah, no, that was the first. That was the first idea that I came up with, and it was originally supposed to be kind of just like a goofy song. But yeah, and then it was "See You Again." I was pretty much off to the races at that point.
Hmm. So, Charlie, if you weren't a singer, what would you do in life? What is your favorite hobby, or what kind of job would you be working right now instead of being a superstar or singer?
I'd probably, I don't know, probably building houses or something like that. Or, interior. I like that stuff.
So, Charlie, you're always on the road for music tours, so how can you manage to keep writing songs while touring? And do you have any plan on taking a break a little bit?
I do plan on taking a break after my Asia tour, but I find that I write the best songs when I'm traveling in places like Asia because I'm kind of like I guess outside of my comfort zone.
Hmm. So, talking about taking a break, so what is the idea of you doing for fun?
Uh, I'm the idea. My idea of fun is being a boring person, going to Malibu, just hanging out with my friends, eating food. Because my life tends to not be so simple at times. It's nice to get back to simplicity.
Hmm. And what do you have in mind for the next album? Will you trying to experiment new genre of music, or you just gonna keep making all the hits?
I never think about what the album is going to sound like. I kind of just live my life and just attach some music notes to it, and just see what happens. It's usually the best thing for me.
Hmm. So, what is your future plan? Do you prefer acting, or studying business, or keep discovering new music?
I'm cool with acting. I don't think I'm a very good actor, but cool. Should I stay in here? Okay.
Okay, so before you come to the music industry, who else are your inspirations? All of those cool artists that you like, you loved them since you were a kid.
Yeah, Elton John. I actually got to speak to Elton John a little bit the other day. He's a big inspiration of mine for sure.
Hmm. Okay, that is all from me today. Thank you so much, Charlie.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Okay, so now we should move on to DJ Nana from Love FM, the best English speaking radio in Cambodia. Hi, Charlie.
Great. And hello. How are you?
I'm really excited and I'm a huge fan, probably a bigger fan than the person asked earlier.
Wow, I'm feeling intimidated.
That's
And if you don't hear me for the next 3 minutes, meaning I'm having a heart attack. So,
you're very funny. I'm very.
all right, I have prepared 5 very specific questions. Also not very far different from earlier, but you are doing a lot of concert. Like, I'm I'm tired just catching up, not to mention I'm in the concert myself. But what it's like to travel all around the world doing all the concerts?
Life is it's interesting at times. The hardest thing is dealing with the jet lag. That's the hardest thing. But the great music comes about from traveling, and I always seem to write my best work while traveling, which is ironic in a way because it can be pretty tiresome, but it's important because it's my main fuel for creativity.
Have you ever be creative when you have jet lag?
Yeah, I've written a couple ideas, especially on this trip so far. when I was jet lagged. But obviously, I come up with better ideas when I'm not as tired.
Well, I will try to learn and get jet lag too in that case. Well, all right.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that when you travel, you get a lot of more ideas, being creative, and that was true. Some of the song that you wrote and sang during the traveling was very fantastic. But what was like specifically an inspiration during that specific time? Why creativity come during this time? What helped you most in songwriting?
I think that I just stick to my roots. I stick to the very first thing that got me here, and that's just being songwriting, writing music that's genuine to myself. Just being honest, not pretending to be somebody that I'm not. Because I might play these songs in Cambodia, and my Cambodian fans will hear them and be like, "Wow, maybe I've gone through the same thing that Charlie's singing about." So I can relate to him.
Have there been any ideas of songs which happened during traveling, but then you decided to skip it? Or you always goes ahead with?
I don't. It's only if I know. Like, I'm producing the records too, so only if I know what is going to work, and sometimes those ideas will turn themselves into other ideas as well.
What if you have an ideas coming up with an initiative of a songs, and probably the teamwork around you, have they ever say maybe it's not working, and if they say so, you still keep going with that, or you also probably want to change that?
I actually remember. It's an interesting question. I remember that a lot of people thought that "We Don't Talk Anymore" wasn't going to be a good song. That it was a strange song, and that's one of the reasons why I'm playing a huge show in Cambodia is because of that song, amongst many others. But so it just goes to show you, just always stick to yourself, always stick to your gut.
All right. Well, I said I have 5, but now I have another 5, so please be patient. I still have my 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
A part of music career, which you're having right now wonderfully, what is your personal interest or hobbies at the moment?
Sorry, say it again. What is my at the moment?
Interest or hobbies?
Oh, interest or hobby? Cars. I like to, when I'm not making music, I like to look up everything about American cars, Cambodian cars. I don't know.
Very fancy. Very fancy hobby.
Very fancy and expensive hobby.
Yeah.
That's one thing we never know.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right, so thank me for asking that.
Okay.
Well, we talked earlier on your ideas of having songs while traveling and stuff like that. But I mean, along the journey of becoming famous, well-known, and accepted in the market, you must have had some challenging time as well. As mentioned earlier, that Cambodian market is also starting. We have a lot of new original songs, singer-songwriters. Can you give some probably advice on how to keep going despite all the challenges they have?
My advice would be to not follow trends. Like, don't listen to the radio in Cambodia and think, oh, just because this song's on the radio, I have to make a song like this. That song that you're hearing on the radio was made probably 1 to 2 years ago. So be the future. The only way to predict the future is to invent it.
That's interesting. I work on radio. I hope they listen to radio. But yeah, that's true.
I hope so too.
All right, one last question. You're coming pretty soon on 2nd of November, and we are surely having lots of fans listening right now at Love FM 97.5. You have any shout out to your fans here while our radio?
I love my Cambodian fans, and I love everybody listening to this station right now, and I'm so excited to be playing this huge show in Cambodia. I've never been to Cambodia, and I'm really looking forward to hearing you guys sing along all the words with me. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. I'll be right in front of the stage with my premium package. Do look for me too.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right, Charlie, this is the end of the interview.
Thank you, Jane.
On behalf of all of us, and especially
You guys,
our smart CEO, Mr. Thomas, would like to send his regard as well. And wishing you a very safe flight to Phnom Penh. Then we are very excited that you found time to perform in Cambodia. So I believe it's going to be an amazing night, and your family would be very happy. So see you on the 2nd of November.
thank you very much, everybody. I'm
Thank
very
you.
much
Bye.
looking.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, Charlie.
Bye, Charlie.
See you.
Bye.